What is going on, guys? Mike from PHP Podcast here, and got a pretty cool video for you today because we are talking about OfferUp hauls. I had an amazing week on OfferUp. There's some reasons I did OfferUp instead of doing garage sales, so stick around and find out why. All right, so this is part of my haul here. This isn't even close to all of it. And, you know, there's some reasons I decided to do OfferUp this week. So I try to do garage sales every Saturday morning, or I've been doing it every other so I could do listing on one Saturday. But with a 10-week-old at home, it's been kind of rough because I can't help my wife when I leave at, 4 a.m. or 4:30 in the morning so I can go hit up those garage sales early. And, the weekend's like the only time that she has any help. So I decided, you know what? I woke up early one morning to kind of help with my son, and I was scrolling through OfferUp, and I found some pretty awesome deals. So OfferUp is one of those things where you kind of have to hunt. I've got a lot of different settings, and I haven't really done OfferUp in a while. So I had a few niches I was looking through, and I started, searching for some stuff. And it's one of those things where you might have to send 10 offers. You might have to, message 10 people before you get that one that's worth it. So just because you find something that's really good doesn't mean it's going to be a hit. But I had so many potentials that I was getting hit after hit after hit. So the hardest part of this week was finding time to actually drive to all those places. So I kind of scheduled to pick things up on my way home. My wife actually did some of the sourcing runs for me, which is awesome. And let me show you some of the things I picked up. All right, so one of the first things that I saw that was kind of interesting to me were these Versatiles. And it came with all of these, they're called Brain Banks Scholastic. And I found these, there's a couple more down here. I found these plus some other stuff at I'm assuming it was gonna be like a daycare thing that was gonna open. They didn't end up opening. And I saw these Versatiles, I think it might've been a different brand, but it's the same concept, at a Goodwill the other day. And they wanted like $180 for two of them. And it's because these things actually go for quite a bit. And so I picked up, there's 6 of these Versatile boxes, which as you can tell, they're pretty good sized boxes. There's quite a bit of stuff inside of them. And I picked these up for these, plus all the Brain Banks, plus a couple of other games and stuff that they had for $35. So this was a killer deal. And these Brain Banks don't go for as much. There's a lot of stuff in them, like little books, cards, activities, some fun stuff. So they don't go for as much. In fact, I didn't see tons actual listed for this. So I'm thinking I might be able to get 10 to 20 bucks off of each one of these. I might go through them and pick some out to keep for my son. These Versatiles, though, I think that I could probably lot all 6 of them together, probably make a couple $100. Might break them up to like $70 each, something like that. I don't know. But for $35, it was such a killer deal. The hardest part is just going to be shipping these because, these are big. So I'm probably going to end up doing lotting together a bunch of them at one time. So the next thing I picked up were these Dungeons and Dragon books. And actually, there's 2 more. I got the Player's Handbook, Xanther's Guide to Everything, Princes of the Apocalypse, the starter set, plus the Dungeon Master Guide and the Dungeon Monster Guide, or the Monster Manual. I picked up all of these for $75. Now, these books typically sell for about 30 bucks each, even used. So I've got 2 more that I'm going to keep myself because I'm about to start a campaign. The starter set, this box right here, this won't actually go for too much. It's probably worthless, honestly. I might keep a couple things in there. But the books themselves, basically, I'll be able to sell these for the same price that I bought the whole thing for. And then I get the Dungeon Master book and I get the Monster Manual book basically for free. So I'm pretty much getting free books. Instead of having to spend 60 bucks, I'm going to end up probably making a little bit of money or breaking even, worst case scenario, which is not a bad deal. I was going to spend the money on those anyways in the next couple of weeks. So the fact that I got them for free is a killer deal. All right, so the next thing, these 2 big giant boxes here, and these are really big boxes. I mean, they're heavy. They're probably good 15, 20 pounds each. They're big boxes. And I found these, there was 2 of them lotted together. He was actually trying to sell them each for 30 bucks each, and I got them down to 50 for both of them. But this was a Kickstarter game that came out, and I think it just recently probably delivered. So I don't know why he was selling these for so cheap, because the Kickstarter price was over $100, plus he had to pay shipping. And on eBay right now, this game, this Court of the Dead, Mourner's Call, this goes for like 120, 130 bucks right now, 140 I saw one of them going for. So I picked up 2 of them for 50 bucks, and I'm going to be able to sell these for, $130 each. So I'm gonna make a killer on these. This would be a game I might consider. It's got some good miniatures in there, and I do like games that have miniatures, but I already have too many board games, and it wasn't one on my list that I like have to play. So I think this one is going to end up selling. But you don't find this kind of stuff for this cheap often, but it helps when you have alarms set, so it tells you when there's new listings posted. All right, so down here, this is kind of a cool story. I picked up these dumbbells there's actually I have two 15s, two 20s, and two 30s, which are already in my gym. This story was pretty nuts, so check this out. I saw the dumbbell listing on OfferUp, and I was actually at school, and I only had like a couple hours left of school. I was on my prep period, and I was bummed because right now used dumbbells pretty much go for about $1 a pound, which is crazy that they go for that much used, but that's what they're selling for in my area used. And so there's 130 pounds worth of weight. The guy wanted $40 for it. So I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get these. It's just such a crazy good deal. So I messaged the guy, and he's like, hey, I've already got somebody ahead of you. He's supposed to come tonight. Can you come earlier? And I'm like, no, I can't come any earlier because like I'm at work. By the time I get off, I got a podcast I'm going to. Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I even texted Orlando and I was like, hey, you wouldn't happen to be in this town? And I told him the name of the town. He's like, no, I'm not, because I was hoping he can go pick him up. So he tells me, well, I'm not gonna hold anything for you because too many people flake, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I get it. And then he messages me back like 10 minutes later, and he's like, holy cow, I have like 12 people messaging me about these. Like, who would have thought they'd have been so, such a big deal? So I kind of took the long shot here, and I wasn't trying to be a chump to anybody else buying them, but I was like, yeah, like, don't worry. You're not going to have people flake on you because these are going to sell. You're selling them for a really, really good price. The prices of weights are really high right now. So don't worry, they'll sell, good luck. Maybe if something falls through with that guy, let me know. That night I get a message and he says, surprise, surprise, the guy who's supposed to pick them up flaked. If you want them, you seem like a pretty cool guy, they're yours. So I took the long shot and I was like, maybe he doesn't care about the money, because if somebody's posting something on OfferUp or eBay and all of a sudden a bunch of offers are coming in, you might get the clue like, hey, I should raise the price. So he was gonna probably know to raise this price anyways. So I don't feel like I was doing anything wrong by saying like, hey, you're selling them for a good price. That's why people are hitting you up about them. But it worked out. It played out in my favor. He recognized I seemed like a cool guy. Plus, he was really wealthy. I mean, when I showed up to this guy's house, we're talking sports cars all over. He didn't care about the extra $100 he could make. He just wanted someone to pick him up. And by being cool, being nice to him, and kind of just, chatting with him on OfferUp instead of just being a chump, like, well, fine, whatever, or ignoring him, he ended up deciding to send something to me instead of the other 12 people who were messaging him. All right, so the next thing I picked up here, I got this game Gloomhaven. Now, Gloomhaven is the board game. Like, of all the board games, like the #1 board game on BoardGameGeek.com is Gloomhaven. And I actually got 2 of them. So if you look here in this tote, I have another board game set up. It's such a big game, it takes up pretty much an entire tote. And so he had 2 of them. He had 2 of them plus this expansion here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go through and put all the pieces together and make sure that they're both complete, which I believe they're complete. I'm not worried about that. It's just going to take a little bit of time because, I mean, this box, like, just to give you an idea of how big this box is, like, it's a massive box. Like, this is a huge, massive game. It's monstrous. And it's such a big game because it's got like 300 to 400 hours worth of gameplay. And normally this sells for about $120 new, $130 new. And eBay or Amazon occasionally does sales where it goes down to like maybe $90, but they only do that like once a year. It's kind of their Black Friday special, but they run it at a random time and I missed it this year. So he sold both of these boxes plus an unopened, this is the Gloomhaven Forgotten Circles. It's an expansion to the game. This alone sells for $50 on eBay. So I can sell that and basically have 2 free Gloomhaven games. The one that's got, one of them unfortunately doesn't have a lid. This one has the lid, it's got all the pieces. So I should be able to make about $70, $75 for this one, and then probably $50 for the other one. So I might end up keeping the one that doesn't have the lid, just because I'll make a little bit less off it. Plus it's a game I'd like. So pretty much I get that for free. I get paid to get Gloomhaven, which is pretty awesome. And believe it or not, that wasn't everything that I picked up. I actually picked up 2 other things that I'm probably gonna make about $200 a piece for. One of them I paid $20, the other one I paid $40. The reason I'm not gonna say what this item is because these were listed for almost a month, 2 separate people. And it tells me this is potentially an untapped market, that they've been up for that long. One of them even had the price slash from like $70 down to the $40. So I'm not gonna give it away because I don't want to blow it, but the fact that I spent 70 bucks and I'm gonna make like $400 off of it is pretty amazing. All in all, it was worth it for the week because I picked up enough to get me listing for the next probably 2 weeks, especially with that Gloomhaven game. Made a ton of money, got some free weights. I'm gonna keep the 30-pound dumbbells. I'm gonna sell these. Basically, my gym is being paid for by itself. My board game collection, I'm getting paid to have the board games, and I'm making a bunch of money along the way. It's a ton of fun. So the two things that I picked up are not things that I collect myself. I'm not interested in. So you can definitely make money on your own hobbies, but then also find some stuff that you're willing to part with so you're not losing any money. Anyways, hopefully you guys got, maybe 1 or 2 things out of this, maybe a little bit of inspiration. And if nothing else, you can kind of share my excitement with my haul. But anyways, as always, make sure you guys are staying real, relevant, and reselling. Peace.